So Jeremiah Fears had his best game as a Pelican last night, but it's kind of overshadowed by this looming injury by one of the rookies. So we got to break this down right now in the Pelican Scoop. Cue my music!
This is the Pelican Scoop with Jordan Kitchens, breaking down everything under the sun about your New Orleans Pelicans. Smash that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to stay on top of your Pels content. Now, running point, here's Jordan.
What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another edition of the Pelican Scoop. I am your host with the most, Jordan Kitchens, and ladies and gentlemen, I've come with better news. I've come with better, things to say. So, but today's video, I ain't gonna say it's doom and gloom. It's not doom and gloom. Stop. I'm not gonna say it's doom and gloom. But we gotta talk about the doom before we talk about the gloom. Wait, that don't make no damn sense. That's both two negatives. We gotta talk about the doom before we talk about the damn light. The light, the light at the end of the tunnel. So let's start it off with this. Pelicans lose last night, 95-81 to the OKC Thunder. I told y'all Oklahoma City Thunder had its squad. They got a squad. I mean, they main guys didn't even play, and the backup guys were still elite ball players. So we played OKC last night, and it was weird because, you didn't see Eve Messi, you didn't see Derik Queen, you didn't see Makai Peavy. You're like, okay, maybe he's rest. Maybe they definitely gave Messi and Makai Peavy rest. But Derik Queen, on the other hand, you thought it was rest until Will Guillory tweets this out. This is what Will Guillory tweeted. So this tweet is tweeted out by @WillGuillory on X, Twitter, whatever you can call it, the everything app. Will Guillory's probably the most credible, most reliable Pelican insider that we have. Does great work. So Pelicans rookie Derik Queen is out for tonight's game versus OKC with a thumb injury, per league source. He has a wrap around his left wrist, his hand, and thumb area. He will be examined later to determine the extent of the injury. Oh my goodness. So somebody quoted the tweet at Garrett Rattler on Twitter. Garrett Rattler. He took a picture, and is a picture of, you're gonna see it on the screen. It's a little. I might just blow it up the whole screen because it's a little choppy. So it's a picture of Willie Green's son, and Derik Queen sitting next to him. And if you look at Queen, if you look at his left hand, there is a giant. I'll put some little red arrows. Hopefully y'all see that. There is a giant cast. Not say giant, but there's a cast around his left thumb. And if you watched the game last night, you can see there's times when Derik Queen, he moved from Willie Green. He was on the bench, and he had a brace over on his left hand, like covering up, like one of those braces that the thumb covers this part up. So I broke my hand before, and it's one of those. I'm not coming out and saying Derik Queen officially has a broken thumb. I'm recording this video at like 8 in the morning right now. It's going to come out at 1 p.m. So hopefully there's, an update on this, but I'm just letting you guys know that he's out. Okay. And it's apparently he might have sprained, broken, I don't know. Something's wrong with his left thumb, left hand area. And let's talk about this. Yeah, this team might be cursed, bro. I'm sorry. Like, there is just no way. There is just no way this continuously happens. There's just no way. There is no way that this man didn't even get to put on a Pelicans uniform in the regular season yet, and this man get an injury like that. So I'm not sitting there saying Queen rookie year is down the drain or whatnot, but right now he's out I'm assuming he's out for the rest of the summer league. And you only got one more game left to play OKC. The Pelicans are already 0-4 at this point. I'm not OKC, to play the Pacers. They play the Pacers on Friday. Again, the Pelicans are 0-4. It does not matter. Sit his ass. Don't need to play. Maybe sit Fears down too. So we could talk about Fears' performance last night. His best game as a pro, but Derik Queen sucks because he was putting in work, and obviously he needs these reps, to keep building that confidence and, just keep his body in shape. Derik Queen doesn't have the body type where it's like, yeah, you kind of want this guy to keep playing and stay on the court, continues working out. So hopefully it doesn't slow anything down. He can still work out, but if his left hand's casted up, so, get some conditioning working, get some, just work on some more right hooks or whatever. Work on your right-handed game, even though he's already right-handed. But Derik Queen, it looks like he's going to be out for the rest of the summer league. So let's talk about the bright side. All right, I had to start with the negative. I just had to get that news out that Derik Queen is looking like he might have a thumb sprain, broken thumb. We don't know. We shall see. But there is a cast on his left hand. So I can let you guys know. But Jeremiah Fears, on the other hand, he had his best game as a Pelican last night. All right. Putting up 22 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. All right. Jeremiah Fears told me to shut the hell up. All right, he said, this man Jordan keep asking me to pass the ball. This man Jay Kitch over here, every time he make a video, he's like, man, I like Fear's flashes. I like you. I know you can score, but can you pass? And he showed he was passing a little bit more. Not this game. What was the game? Who did play before OKC? I just made a video about the other day. There's just so many, Portland, Yang. So he was passing a lot more at Portland, but the guys weren't making shots. Tonight, he actually had a guy that came with him. The one and only Trey Alexander. I know. I'm pooping on Trey Alexander. Trey Alexander, he was watching my videos too. He was sitting in his little hotel room like, man, I'm going to show him. He can talk about, oh, Joe Dumars thought he brought in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He brought in Trey Alexander, Nikhil Alexander. No. Trey Alexander, he had something to say. So he told me to shut the hell up last night. Now, I'm not going to say I'm wrong about, buddy. Let me see you do it again on Friday. Do it again on Friday and then show me something, because Antonio Reeves, he took a step back last night. He only had 6 points. It really felt like Reeves wasn't even playing that much. Reeves didn't really play that much in let me check the minutes, because I don't think Reeves played that much. So no, I wasn't tripping. Reeves definitely did not play a lot last night. He only played 15 minutes. It felt like, Schumont was getting more time than him. Keonis, of course. Like I said, Trey Alexander came back and he was, hey man, Trey Alexander was hooping last night, bro. I just can't sit here and deny, he had 25, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. I mean, he was hitting his threes, went 5 for 9 from 3. So that's why he actually had assists, because Trey Alexander was making his shots. I mean, he had a little heat check. I think it was in the second quarter. He had a little heat check. Went 6 for 6 from the free throw line. So he had a good game. Trey Alexander had a good game. You got to show me again. I'm not done getting off your ass. You got to keep showing me. But so let's look at Fears real quick. So Fears, like I said, he had 22, 6 and 6, 8 and 5 from the field goal. So he was efficient. Wasn't efficient from the 3, 1 for 5 from 3. 4 turnovers, a lot less than 7 and 8. So his turnovers are slowly going down. I just like everything I saw from Fears last night. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You can tell his decision making was a lot better last night. I felt like the game kind of slowed down a little bit more for him. He wasn't as out of control and chaotic as he was the first 2 games. It felt like he was settling in. He was understanding the pace and flow. I feel like if the team had Queen last night, they could have gave a little bit more effort. Not effort like they wasn't trying, but effort to win the game. Like, they didn't have enough. Okay, OKC had real ball players. Like, OKC got some guys that are not gonna make OKC roster, but they're gonna make a couple other team rosters in the NBA. Like, they got a couple guys like that. That Burnside, the white guy, number 23 or 22, I think it's like 23. He was hooping. All right. He was absolutely hooping last night, but Young Blood was hooping too. So, and those wasn't even the guys I was naming. The Topic and Mitchell and those guys, they didn't even play. OKC came with the B team, and they was pretty damn good. So, I mean, they play like OKC does in the regular season. So, I feel like if they would have had Queen last night, they could have gave a little bit more. Maybe, potentially. But, all in all, team didn't win. Still, can they beat the Pacers on Friday? Hopefully, at this point. We just staring 0-5 in the face, whatever. It is what it is, especially if Derik Queen is going to be out. It kind of is what it is. You just want to see if Fears maybe or maybe not play. He should play, get some more reps, but they might shut him down because you saw what happened to Queen. But overall, I feel like Fears' development is going exactly as it's planned. You just like to see that he has taken the coaching and understanding of the game from the first 2 games and put that into the last game. Right, and it's a shame because, again, it's Summer League. You don't really have that many guys to go along to that ride with him. Like, Trey Alexander was able to up his play with Fears last night, but they just needed one more guy to come along. That just, you kind of needed Reeves. You kind of needed Reeves. It just wasn't his time to play last night. 15 minutes was a little crazy, to say he started the game. He only played 15 minutes. I guess that also has to do with Trey Alexander playing really well, but you got to worry about this Queen injury for the foreseeable future. Let's see how this plays out. We'll see what the diagnosis is that's going to come out. Hopefully it comes out after this video and not before this video. Hopefully it's after, but I'm already letting it be known on record that, yes, I'm reporting that Derik Queen has a thumb injury. We don't know the extent of it. We shall see. I'm assuming it might come out around like 12 p.m. Hopefully not. Maybe it might come out around 3 p.m. That's what we want. After this video come out, that's when we want this. That's when we want to find out what happens to Derik Queen. But like I said, man, y'all just get down in the comments. Give me your thoughts about so far, what has impressed you, what has kind of let you down a little bit. But don't come in there talking about these guys are bust. Come on, guys. I don't want to hear no, oh, man, like, you seen 3 Summer League games. I'm talking about the rookies. Don't come. I'm not talking about, if Trey Alexander, like, how you feel about Trey Alexander. That'd be a nice piece, but I'm more talking about the rookies. Like, what are you seeing from the rookies? What are you, obviously, outside of Queen, because he's not going to be able to play no more. You know, you got one more game with Fears. You're gonna sit down. Should they sit him? Should they let him play? You know, I feel like he should play, get the reps, but you also want to be precautious because I feel like Fears is going to be a very big part of this team next year. We'll see how Willie brings him along. You know, we're dealing with silly Willie. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be challenging, especially with young rookies and young players like that. Then you're going to have the Willie apologists like, well, you're talking about Willie doesn't play rookies? Dude, he played Herb Jones and then he played Eve Messi all last year. Yeah, well, Messi kind of had to play because Daniel Tice was an absolute disaster of a pickup that David Griffin, I don't know why he assumed that Daniel Tice was going to be a competing big man in the West. So Eve Messi kind of just had to get baptized by fire. That's why he plays so much as a rookie. I don't even think he would even play like, there's just no way you start the season with Daniel Tice as your starting big and thinking that, you know, you're going to make any type of noise. I'm sorry. The second he left the Pelicans, the man got right back to Europe. He went right back to Europe to play ball. This man didn't go from another. He was on the OKC for like a cup of coffee. Then that boy was in Europe. Okay, so he got deported out the country. Anyways, and Herb Jones, I feel like Herb Jones is just like, when you got a defensive guy like that, I feel like Herb Jones, somebody got hurt and they inserted Herb. But, I mean, if you want to use Herb Jones and Eve Messi as the two calling cards to Willie Green playing rookies, even though there's plenty of examples other than that, you know, so Trey Murphy and Dyson and using Dyson at the 4 and all this weird shenanigans that was just going on. Regardless, I think Derik Queen and Fears, they need to play. I don't know how soon, or like, I'm not saying they need to be in the starting lineup, but they need to be inserted in the lineup, especially Queen. You gave up 2 first-round picks for Buddy. He needs to play. Now, again, I'm not saying he needs to be starting big, but he needs to be somewhere in the rotation. So I feel like, you know, maybe you want to put these boys on ice and just get to the regular season because you're the Pelicans, bruh. And if somebody breathes on one of your players wrong, they might be out. Like, it's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Queen didn't even put on a regular season jersey yet. I mean, DeJounte Murray, that man is a NBA Iron Man. He plays every game. The second he put on a Pelicans jersey, he breaks his hand. So it's like, what the hell is going on, man? We got to get down to the bottom of this, bro. I'm tired. I'm tired of this, dog. I'm tired. So y'all let me know. Y'all get down in the comments, man. I've been your host, the most Jordan Kitchens, man. Look, y'all stay dry. It's raining cats and dogs outside. It's raining. And I ain't talking they hitting threes. I'm talking it's raining outside. So y'all stay safe, stay dry, and I'm out. Peace.